Welcome to the Amazon Legends podcast, where we have real stories about making it big on Amazon. Our guests are CEOs of large companies and entrepreneurs who became powerful sellers, also experts specializing in helping sellers, and both former and current Amazon employees who will give us an insight from behind the scenes. Here's your host, Nick Urison.
Welcome to another episode of Amazon Legends. My next guest today, you're not going to believe, this guy used to be a pedicab driver. And one day, one of his customers, as he's giving a ride, apparently used to sell on eBay. So they start talking, and fast forward to today, he's an 8-figure Amazon seller, multiple private label brands. So maybe we should all start becoming, one of those pedicab drivers, and we hit the jackpot. So when he's not working, he likes to spend time with his kids, his lovely wife, and his dog. Plus, he loves networking. So with that, everybody, welcome to the show, Dima Kubrak. Welcome to the show, Dima.
What's up, everybody? Nick, thank you so much for having me on the show, and it's absolutely fantastic, guys, to spend some time today with you.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. So what city were you in when you were riding that pedicab?
I was at Key West in Florida. If you guys ever been in Florida, it's the southernmost point of Florida. It's like a little island. And after about 6 months, I get tired of living on an island and move out to Fort Lauderdale. And now I'm based of Fort Lauderdale for the last, 10 years more.
Cool. So when you and I discussed Amazon, you talked to me about selling in competitive categories. So apparently you developed a methodology to launch successfully in competitive categories. So share with us what your secret is.
It's like an ATM. Click the button and you make as much money as you can. But with this, with all this information, guys, the most important part for you is to stay focused and organized, and making sure what you do is you follow the main fundamentals and don't make the main mistakes. So this will help you to stay on track.
So let's talk about the competitiveness aspect of it. So if you find a product, let's say, for example, because product research is key, right? So everybody focuses on figuring out the best product to sell. And the competitive categories tend to generate large volume. That's why they attract a lot of competition. So there is a big difference between a niche product that does $10,000 a month versus a competitive product that does $100,000 a month that you're trying to take market share. So first of all, tell us the difference between those two types of listings.
Yeah, the main difference, when you're trying to go into the competitive niches, you need to understand what type of competition you're gonna deal with, because you're gonna see a lot of guys with the branding, with the Chinese attacks, with the people who understand Amazon algorithms. So you have to be highly advanced in these niches to make sure you can compete. And for us, when we develop the products, we're trying to go after the keywords that Amazon gives you as the ability to generate money. And we have specific metrics that we follow inside our company to make sure we outrank our competition and gain this market shareability on Amazon.
So share with us what those metrics are.
Yeah, the main metrics, it's first of all, it's the keywords. You need to understand. Let me tell you something, Nick. So for so many years, people was following the information and research that, in my opinion, been completely outdated. So what we've done a completely different angle inside our company to prevent these mistakes. What we do actually inside our company, we build a semantic core of keywords that we understand how much each keyword will bring us in terms of sales per day, And this is how we structure our strategy when we try to rank our products on Amazon. We don't look at other products and other competitors when we're trying to outrank them. We just need to understand exactly how many sales per day you have to complete to get to the top for the specific search term.
Okay, so how many sales per day, and how are you able to figure that out? So can you walk us through that? Let's say that we are getting into, let's say we're going to sell t-shirts, right? It couldn't get more competitive than t-shirts. Everybody sells t-shirts. So tell us, how would you go about that, and what are you looking for?
Yeah, the best answer for this would be, it's not explaining about t-shirts, it's explaining about products with a specific requests. Like when we, let me give you a good example. Let's say if we want to sell a fish oil, the supplements, or versus we want to sell some arts and crafts for kids, for the kids under 7 years old. So when there's a generic request, we're trying to stay away from the products like that. When there's a specific request that brings for the higher conversion per request per customer, then we're going after this product. Do you
I see.
understand?
So that means long tail.
Not specific. So inside our system that we've built, we call this keyword hunter. We can see what is the specific conversion per each keyword that we're going after. So for example, let's say the niche bicycle seats. So for the keyword bike seat, you have a conversion per keyword is only 8.9%, while keyword bicycle seat has a conversion almost 17%. But conversion of bicycle seat for women or comfortable bicycle seat conversion is 24 and 27%. So if I go after keyword with a higher conversion, then I have ability to stay at the top of the rank. When I go after the keyword with a low conversion, my ability to stay at the top of the rank like very limited, and I can lose the rank really quickly. And also another part that we also evaluating when we're trying to rank for the keyword, it's how many sales people getting outside of the top 3 position on Amazon, which means sometimes let's say you have 10,000 sales per day per niche. It's a huge niche, but I'm just giving you an example. And top 3 guys, they gaining, let's say 5,000 sales, which is holding 50% of the top 3. Other 50% going to the rest of the guys on the page, on the first page, on the second page. Second page usually it's almost dead page with the in terms of sales. So we're looking at these metrics, and they important for us because if let's say market share ability lower than 40%, then we're not gonna go after keywords like that at the beginning, because this type of keywords potentially, if we don't get to the top, they're not gonna give us money because we're stuck somewhere on the middle of the page and they're not giving us these sales. That's very, very important metrics for us. It's sales outside of top 3 as well.
Okay, so you said very valuable things. So first of all, let's go back and look at the conversion rate. So you mentioned that you look for keywords where the conversion rate is higher, so different variations of it. Where are you seeing that conversion rate per keyword? Because you can see the search volume per keyword. You can use a tool like Helium 10, and it will show you how many searches you have per month. But how are you able to see the conversion rate per on that keyword?
Yeah, the beauty of our system, we ignore search volume. We don't look at the search volume on Amazon, because search volume doesn't equal of how much Amazon gonna give you is a sales. We look only at the sales volume. Search volume, and I can show you, I've done already so many case studies inside my company and helping other sellers, showing them that search volume is the metric that you cannot rely on. Sometimes you can have exactly the same search volume, but absolutely different level of sales, or you can have a huge amount of search volume, but almost no sales, or sales are not as significant, just to because the conversion is like 7% or 6% on top of these keywords. And search volume, you need to understand this metric is not real. There's no real data on search volume inside Amazon or Seller Central. The only search volume you can find in Product Opportunity Explorer, but they showing you combined search volume data, which is which is not relevant when you're trying to rank in competitive niches. They give you combined search volume of, let's say, 4 keywords. Sometimes they're not even contextual, and that's bringing confusion of your ranking strategies. In top of it, you would be surprised that Amazon becoming more and more efficient on a daily basis, and trying to rank to the top position sometimes is not that hard, especially at the beginning. The biggest issue and the biggest problem that you're gonna face is stay in the top in the long run. So inside Sellerise, inside Keyword Hunter, the tool that I'm talking about, and it's not because I'm trying to promote this, is because this is the only place that this data is available. You can see how many exactly sales you do per day per specific position on Amazon. So this way you match Amazon expected algorithm sales per day, and that's how you stay at the top. So for example, if some keyword giving you 12 sales per day at the top, and you're trying to boost 40, 50 sales per day, Amazon will catch you right away. Their brain is so smart nowadays, they're gonna see that you manipulating the system. But if you meeting their expectations, that's how you're gonna stay at the top.
Okay, so there's one more new thing that you introduced. So I want to understand where this is available. So you mentioned that you don't focus on search volume, but instead you focus on sales volume.
Exactly.
So that means that you need to have access to how much sales a keyword generates
Per day, correct.
And where is that available?
In Keyword Hunter.
Keyword, is that a software tool?
Yeah, it's inside Sellerise.com, the tool that I have created. Previously, it's been available only for our team, and now we just open doors. Not now, but for the last year and a half, 2 years, we open doors for other sellers, and a lot of enterprise level companies use this as their advantage for improving their Amazon business.
Okay, so you go after keywords that have a higher sales volume. So what is a good number to shoot for when you're hunting for a keyword?
So all of them is good. any sales are good. Generally speaking, you just picking the one that you able to. It's everything based on your budgets. Some keywords are too high. For example, I sell products in a collagen powder, but for me sometimes it's too expensive to rank for the collagen powder keyword, because staying there at the top would be extremely expensive. But some keywords I can go after easily, and I can maintain and control them, because not only me trying to rank for these keywords, other companies also trying to do the same. And sometimes when you try to rank for the specific keywords or specific product niches, if your competition also active, then this competition getting stronger and stronger and more harder. So you can lose the budgets when you're trying to rank.
Okay, so how are you able to get the sales volume per keyword? What is your source? Where are you getting that from?
This is something that I cannot share publicly, unfortunately. It's a secret data.
Okay, but I mean, how will people trust that? I mean, are you getting that from the Amazon API, or is this your proprietary formulas delivering that? Because people will,
we use 7 different sources to combine this data. We analyze everything that's available in Amazon and other sources that we buy data from. And after we combine this, we can show you exactly the numbers.
Okay. And you also mentioned conversion rate per keyword.
Exactly.
So is that the same kind of thing, like sales volume, that you are able to, figure out how much each keyword converts?
Exactly.
Okay, so you are compiling all the keywords associated with your product and then picking the ones that have sales volume and have high conversion rate. And those are the ones then you try to go after, craft your content around it.
Yeah, and we're showing this data only for organic sales. We exclude data from PPC and other placements. So you can fully rely on organic data. Because look, Nick, a lot of time when people try to rank the keywords, you ask them, hey, what type of keywords you want to rank? And they comes with either non-logical or just assumptions on what they want to rank. What we do inside our company, we go into the specific niche. Let's say we're going into the bicycle seats. And if you type this in the keyword hunter, the bicycle seat, the hunter will show there's only 120 keywords that actually generate sales inside this niche. You don't need 10,000 or 12,000 or 20,000 keywords, because from Amazon data, it's only 120 keywords, nothing else. If you're gonna download this report and you're gonna see the combined number of sales in this niche in top 1, top 2, or top 3 positions, you're gonna see exactly how much you're gonna make if you're gonna acquire all these keywords inside your ranking campaign. If you're gonna rank to the top, and that's the strategy that we rely on when we work with the competitive niches. We outrank people with the laser focus, I would say, because we know exactly what we're going after. A lot of people, they're just going after broad keywords, non-actual data that is available, and they're just juggling around trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so you mentioned something earlier about, let's say that a particular keyword does 15 to 20 sales a day, and you push that up to 40, 50, and Amazon will flag you. So talk to us about that. What is that about? So how do you push something that generates 15 to 20 to 40, 50?
You mean how you sell products through specific keywords?
Yeah, because remember when we were talking about keywords, that Amazon system being smarter every day, and that if you try to manipulate and push the number of orders too high, then they will flag you. That's what I heard you mention. So what if a keyword has the potential of 15, 20 orders a day?
Yeah. So
and you push that further. How do you push it if that's the potential?
Yeah, that's a simple answer. Let's say you have an email list and you have ability to navigate your customers, your brand customers, brand loyal customers to the Amazon and ask them to purchase your product, or maybe you run some monthly discounts or promo coupons. Then you would be able to navigate people to the specific directions to buy your product. Or there's another ability for you to rank products on Amazon. It's by running top of the search PPC. So that's, but you have to make sure the purchases are really getting from the top of the search, not from the middle of the page or other placements.
So that means that you are asking people to search your product with specific keywords before they make the purchase, right?
You can do it, yeah. I mean, like it's basically Amazon is not, it doesn't like when you do this, but if it's because they don't want you to do any manipulations. That's why I'm saying there's a plenty of different options people use to rank products on Amazon, and it's basically that's basically in response of them if they want to use one or another strategy.
Okay, so then walk us through that. Imagine that we're going to launch a new listing. So give us the methodology using this tool that you mentioned. What are the things? What's step 1, step 2, step 3? Because usually you are introducing something totally different here, because usually what everybody does is they pick up a keyword and then go find what the competition is on it. They look at the top sellers, and then they model themselves after those top sellers, but in the process, they identify keywords based on the search volume that they can rank. Because something that has a very high search volume and you've got already somebody else selling it, it's going to be very hard to get in. So you aim for something smaller. So you are introducing something totally different, where you focus on the sales volume and the conversion rate. So walk us through what the methodology is for launching a brand new listing.
It's gonna take about a couple hours then.
Well, give us the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah. In a summary, if I will tell you, so when we launch products, first of all, we want to make sure we preparing ourselves for the higher click-through rate. So it stays outside of keyword research. If you ask me about launch process, okay? So
Yeah.
the click-through rate, CTR, is one of the highest focus for the team and for the company. And CTR you can achieve by a few things. Number one, it's a main image. The main image is so important, and when we work with the main image, we run about 10 to 15 different campaigns on Sellemetrics or PickFu, whatever tools you guys using. Maybe in Tel Aviv, there's about like 3 or 5 different companies. What they do, you just put different images next to each other, including yours and your competitors, and people start to click, and they also give you description why they click on one or another image. And this way you're trying to get to the point where people click at least 50% and more on your image than on your competition. So this way you already preset yourself for the higher CTR against your competition. The second part, it's keyword research. We're trying to see the highest cluster of the keywords and what keywords we're gonna go after at the beginning. So we're trying to include them in a title and inside bullet points and our search term to make sure we're highly relevant for this keyword, so Amazon index them higher. What else? We're trying to also prepare the listing with a video. We're placing video on the images. We want to make sure there's at least 7+ images with the video. We're also placing video on all the sections of the listing. So we're trying to build listing, fill up listing with as much information as possible, trying to build this EBC content. So everything is highly organized to make sure that we have no chances to lose against competition, and we're better than they are, you know. So we're also analyzing the reviews, and we see, okay, what's the negative parts people was telling about this product, and we're just kind of scraping the negative things and trying to explain why our product better, kind of including the mentality that somebody read previously negative reviews from the competition, and once they come to us, we already answered their questions. I don't know, like the color, the size, the grip, wherever is your product related to, then we're trying to describe. And we launch product usually with a higher price, price that we're trying to sell with, and we're including clip coupon, the higher clip coupon, and eventually we're just making clip coupon smaller and smaller. So this way we're not gonna have a problems with Amazon when we're gonna raise the prices. What else? That's basically about it. Of what
How
I can.
about the A+ pages?
Yeah, the EBC that I said, you know, like we always try to add this. And when we do this is the preparation. It's kind of pre-launch stage, you know, when we just gathering the information, putting the information together, and making sure that everything is organized and ready to get started. So that's kind of it, you know. And then there's a launch phase. So the launch phase include ability to get as much sales as we can with our email list. So let me tell you, so a lot of products that we sell, they already have high level of sales. So we're trying to get them into the frequently bought together field, you know, FBT. So how the Amazon works with the FBT, it doesn't have to be purchased within same cart. So the person who purchased your product in the past, let's say 30 or 60 days, I don't remember the exact frame, if the person buying another of your product, they will be placed in the FBT section. So for example, if you sell a bicycle seat and now you want to sell a seat cover, if people who purchase your bicycle seat and you have their contact details or email list or whatever you was building throughout the brand building process and stages, if you will ask them to purchase your seat cover, once they buy this together, once they buy this as well, you're going to be placed in FBT. And since your product generating 60, 80, or maybe 150 sales per day, usually FBT is responsible for 10 to 25% of sales. So let's say you're going to start to sell 10 to 12 sales per day already. It's a guarantee and good traction for the Amazon, because they already start to do indexing of your product. So after we get about 5 to 10 reviews, we start to do massive PPC campaigns. Sometimes we're trying to do PPC campaigns right out of the gate, starting from day one. But if the product is highly competitive, then we're trying to wait till we get at least few reviews, and then we just bombarding with the PPC.
Okay, so there is something I picked up.
Sure.
How do you approach someone who bought your bike seat to buy the seat cover, because you don't have that customer's email address, nor you are able to actually solicit them? So are you talking about your own customers, or?
Yeah. Like you have your customers on Shopify, you have your customers on eBay, you have your customers on Walmart, you have your customers on social media. There's so many ways to build your customer list. It used to be you used to be able to build customer list with Amazon, but now since Amazon is cancel ability to download their customer data, now you can just build your list if you didn't build this previously. But now you can build your list with other sources, and once you build this list, you can tell your brand list. You basically send it to Amazon brand new customers that they never experienced probably, or they already did, and then Amazon kind of benefiting from that.
Yeah. Okay, but you still won't know, because when you, let's say that you have 10 of your customers went to your Amazon listing and bought that bicycle seat, you're not gonna know who they are. They may be, because you don't have their email address in the customer record. So that's where the connection becomes a little bit harder, no?
Yeah, that's more complex, but there's always have like we internally use some additional systems, and you can use attribution link. So this way you can see exactly how many customers came from outside and how many purchases they've done through this link.
Okay. Do you know, if I'm just trying to get to the mechanics of it, so that, because this is a good idea to be able to have items paired together with others, where in a way where you can actually drive that's very useful. So attribution links will definitely show you your total sales and your referral.
Nick, if you want just to, I'm sorry for interrupting you. If you just want to get FBT, it's pretty much simple. The moment that FBT show up, you can see that everything works fine. So your customers already purchased your bicycle seat, for example. Now you know, because you sending them through this through the ClickFunnels page where they claim the coupon. Once they claim the coupon, they buy your product, so you can see how many exactly coupons been claimed. And now you have a list of customers who purchased your product before. Now you're just sending them to another product that they're gonna buy. That's basically it.
Okay. So how do you invite them to purchase another item?
Email, SMS. It's your list.
But this is your own customer list, not the Amazon customers. This is the external customers.
But they just go into Amazon and they buy on Amazon. You send them to Amazon.
But let's say that my email is ABC123.
Yep.
When I put my email address on Amazon and place an order, you don't get to know that ABC123 placed this order. You may have sent me to that listing, but you never get to know, because Amazon will mask the customer information, right?
I don't need to know that.
Okay, so you're just simply asking, I understand. Okay, so it's not, there is not no direct connection in the invite. You're not saying, okay, you bought this, so therefore now go place an order to buy. That's not the case. It's just simply a campaign that's follows up and says,
Look,
buy also buy this.
if you run campaign last month with the 20% discount for your customers to buy this powder, and now you just give them another powder with vanilla flavor, they just buy it.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, I was just looking to establish a direct connection. So this is just a matter of a campaign. No, I mean that's fine because you know everything is Amazon is very protective of the customer data. They don't want to share it. So when I hear you, so Dima, what I'm hearing from you is this: you got to build your own mailing list. You cannot just rely on Amazon. So that's the biggest lesson here. Right.
Guys, I can tell you this, I can tell you even more. Amazon used to be a completely different animal. So it was fluffy, nice, smiling. Now Amazon is a lion, or maybe it's already getting into the bear size, where Amazon, it used to be easy. Let's just give you a simple example. I remember in 2013 or 14, the first time I went to the event about how to sell on Amazon. And the main topic was this: how to start PPC on Amazon. Because there was, and we paid, I think, $8,000 or $15,000 for this event. So nobody knew how to ship products from China directly to Amazon warehouse. It used to be, oh my God, information. Nowadays, almost everybody knows how to ship products from China to Amazon, and there's so many specialists, and it's getting easier. But at the same time, Amazon squeezing your guts in terms of logistics. It used to be you can rely on Amazon, you can ship entire container to Amazon. Nowadays, you have to calculate every single step in a chain, like where you're gonna ship, where are you gonna place the inventory, how you're gonna remove the inventory, what are you gonna do with refunds, returns, how to deal with Amazon storage limits, and so on, so on. Same we're talking about marketing strategies. It used to be so easy to get a piece of Amazon traffic and navigating this to your listing and get enough sales. Nowadays, you have to be, first of all, you have to be super advanced inside Amazon system. As I just mentioned to you, all our internal things that we're doing, some things I cannot share, unfortunately, due to like whatever reasons, you know, but I just gave you like main focuses and main fundamentals that we follow inside our company to make sure we succeed. And yeah, so nowadays, if you don't have your own list, if you don't run outside traffic to Amazon listings, you're probably gonna lose against competitions that getting stronger. There's still a lot of people who manipulate Amazon algorithms, but this type of companies, they're not gonna exist for long.
Because Amazon does not want manipulation; they want organic. Right?
Building actual business within Amazon ecosystem is your ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. But you have to understand the data to rely on. Without the proper data, you cannot create the strategic advantage.
It's also how you use the data. That's the key, exactly. Right? So you getting the data is one thing, but how you use it. I want to go back to something you said at the beginning. So, you know, we discussed the sales volume, we discussed the conversion rate, and you mentioned one other thing, and that was to study the competition and compare the total sales volume in a category against the top three.
Yep.
Then look at the remaining. So two questions there. Are you talking about the sales volume for a search that you did on a keyword with tools like Helium 10, where you can see what is the total sales volume? Or are you referring to a different source of data in terms of determining the total sales volume?
Look, Nick, I will explain to you. So I have another tool, it's called Re-Ranker, that is show you exactly what sales been done to the specific ASIN through his positions. And what I always against of combined data, because combined data doesn't give you a clear strategy. Like, for example, there's a lot of tools that gonna show you a power of the listing based on position they holding across 1,000 keywords. This is not a strategy. It doesn't matter if I place a number 17 and he's number 18 or vice versa. We're not making any money out of this keyword. But if we know that this specific keyword that I placed number 17 now, to be on the top, I have to do 17 sales per day or 25 sales per day, and I'm heading there. I don't care where my competition is. It doesn't matter to me. The only goal I have is just to get to the top. And also keywords, the organic keywords inside Amazon, they're only responsible for between 45 to 60 maximum % of sales on Amazon, sometimes lower. Majority of the sales may come from paid advertisement, other placements, different placements like editorial tutorials, FBT section, compared with others. There's so many ways. Amazon doing a lot of email blasts. They do a lot of retargeting for your customers. They used to do it for free. Now you have to pay for it if you want to do retargeting, for instance. So winning keyword positions game, it's one thing on Amazon. Winning the entire game, it's a whole different strategy.
It's a collection of individual games, right? I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
So those individual, but what is the source for finding the total sales volume for a specific category?
Let me ask you a question, Nick. I will tell you the total sales volume, let's say in a bicycle seat category from organic placements from top 3 is 2,700 sales per day. Is it gonna tell you something?
Well, according to what I heard you describe in terms of whether or not you should go after it, is you would then look at the top 3, and if the top 3 were generating 2,000 of those sales, then that's not good, because the rest is very small amount. So you would not go after it. That's what I would conclude based on your description of how to target.
No, what I was trying to say, let me just summarize. So let's say we have 120 keywords total, yeah, and from this 120 keywords we generate 3,000 sales per day. Just an example, you know, and for me, is more important is go deep into the keywords and look what's the power of each keyword and how this keyword perform on an individual level of conversion and market availability and sales to make sure I pick the right keyword to go after. If I pick the right keyword, it's better for me to win keyword that do only 5 sales per day than trying to win keyword that doing 70 sales per day and lose. If I have ability to get placed for 50 keywords that each do 10 sales per day, already getting 500 sales per day. While if I'm trying to go after one keyword that doing 1,000 sales per day and I couldn't get there for a variety of reasons, you know, like Amazon doesn't think I'm that relevant, you know, and I didn't bring enough sales throughout like this 3-week window, then it's going to be a problem. So I'm not going to be strategic.
Yeah. Okay. So I understand. So you basically saying that instead of looking at category, a collection of things, let's look at the individual. So looking at that individual. So let's go back to that targeting the top 3 and then deciding whether or not this is worth it or not. So you would want the top 3 collectively, the top 3 sellers under that keyword to be generating around 40% or less in order to say, okay, I'm going to do something about this keyword. Is that the case?
No. it's a bit vice versa. Like look, so here's the thing: we see the data of how much each seller on top 1, top 2, and top 3 is doing, each ASIN on each keyword. So that's the entry data that we have. We know exactly this position number 1 per keyword bicycle seat, let's say, doing 12 sales per day. Position number 2 doing 8 sales per day. Position number 3 doing 6 sales per day. Which position I want to acquire? 1, 2, or 3? That's my first decision. How much budget I have to get there? The question number 2 is what's the other market availability? Which means if I wasn't able, due to my lack of my promotion or lack of my marketing strategy, to get to position number 1, 2, or 3, what if I'm gonna be placed by Amazon outside of top 3? And this outside of the top 3, we call this market availability. So if the market availability has 50% and more sales coming through the outside of top 3, then we're interested in this keyword as well at the beginning. After we acquire all these keywords that kind of easy hanging fruit, like low hanging fruits, then we try to get to the higher, because look, at the beginning, when you launch any product, the biggest issue when you launch any product, you don't make money out of this product yet. So the product is not generating any profit. Every dollar that you're gonna invest is at risk. But the moment you start to gain profits from the specific ASIN, now you can start to reinvest this money into the expanding your marketing traffic strategies. That's why at the beginning we try to acquire FBT section on some of our ASINs, because FBT section will secure sales per this ASIN. So now we start to make $100-$150 per day on this ASIN right at the beginning, and this money can be dedicated to the PPC spend, or maybe a keyword ranking, or maybe some Google ads, and that's how we gradually increase the marketing expense per ASIN.
Okay, so where would you see how many orders each ASIN is getting on a particular keyword? Is that your Sellerise system that's showing you that?
No, we're showing to you data per keywords, and if this keyword is bringing by specific ASIN, like the ASIN holding the position, then we're gonna show you. So this is what we have inside Sellerise. Keyword Hunter is showing you the statistics per each keyword and the clusters of keyword per specific request per category. Yeah. And Keyword Re-Ranker is showing you the statistics per ASIN. You can see the ASIN, and it's gonna show you like, okay, this ASIN used to make sales from 300 keywords, and now he lost 293 keywords and only making sales from 7 keywords. And also you can see when the ASIN lost these keyword positions and when he went out of this top 3, and now he's not generating kind of majority of the sales. So if this was a recent, I would try to do the rank strategy. If it was long time ago, maybe I would just define my strategy and see what happened.
So being able to see what is this, the ultimate goal being determining the market availability. Where are you seeing that data? Is that in the Keyword Hunter, or? Yeah. It is. Okay, so the Keyword Hunter will show you what is the keyword generating in terms of number of sales, and also how much each ASIN is generating in that. How many orders that is, not dollar, but how many orders.
Yeah, no, we're not showing how many orders each ASIN generating actually.
So how do you determine that market availability? Is it based on number of amount of sales, dollar or pieces? How do you determine that?
Could you clarify? I think I got lost with this market availability.
well, what I heard you describe the market availability is you look at the top 3 producing ASINs.
Yep.
And then you compare that to the total potential. And if the 2 combined, the 3 combined is less than 50%, then you have a greater room for the rest of it. So that's what I understood as the market availability.
No, it's a bit different. So this market availability that we have as terminology inside our tool or our company, it means we have a statistics of how many cells we're going to have in top 3, but we don't know exactly how many cells is going to be in position number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just know that outside of top 3, let's say top 3 sell 500 a day, and outside of top 3 there's another 500 spread between all other guys. Right. So it means 50-50. It means 50% of market availability. It means for us, if we get stuck at it's more like a safe bet, because a lot of time you're gonna see that market availability is only 8% or 7%. It means top 3 guys, they hold in majority of the cells, and people usually don't even scroll down to buy other products. So this way, when we run marketing campaign, if we wasn't able to get to the top, then we still have ability to make our money back from the ranking campaign we completed. And if market availability is very low, then we understand if we couldn't get to the top, then we basically lost the marketing budget that we spent.
Right. So, and of course, you're basing your numbers on number of pieces sold, right? Not the dollar value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's very interesting. I haven't heard this kind of approach before, because the data is not available. So I would say, I mean, I don't know, obviously, your data, you say it's proprietary. I understand that. So I would definitely be curious to see how this could be used. So I have a totally unrelated question, but it's on the same subject, obviously, of selling on Amazon, success of a listing. So you have this, so you call it the EBC, enhanced brand, or now they call it A+. I wish they would decide, they kept changing the name. So the A+ content replaces the product description. So is there, because you don't see the product description if you have the A+ content, right?
You have from manufacturer or from the brand, yes, section.
Yeah.
And you have the description, which is description is become a new EBC, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then you can customize this and do this like a scrolls and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you do replace the product description with your new A+ page content, that's the only thing that shows up. The description no longer shows up. Is there value in still putting content in your product description field? Because it's still part of your item record, in terms of using it for getting indexed.
I have no idea.
Because that's
this is something that, look, Nick, let me tell you something. I'm knowledgeable about Amazon, but I don't know everything. And we never probably done like this extensive tests to try to increase indexing or something through manipulating description. We usually focus more on a backend search. We focus more on a title. We focus on the first bullet point, and also we focus a lot on questions and answers inside Amazon, because this is something that can give you indexing for terms that you not able, like other brands, restricted keywords. If you place them in questions and answers, then you would be able to index for these keywords. Description is something we just make it nice.
No, I mean, this is something that came up with one of my clients, because if you don't have, you're creating a brand new listing, you have the title, you have the the bullets, the pictures, and so it goes through, and then it asks you to enter the description. Then you come along and then you build your A+ pages, and the description gets replaced. It no longer shows up because now you have the A+ content. So I was just thinking, I wonder if something you put in product description, I wonder if that helps with getting indexed on some keywords, because there's 2,000 characters that you can put in there. It may not show up anywhere, but it's still part of your content. I wonder if Amazon indexes that still.
I don't know if you will ever find a nice explanation or maybe some good results from the test. Let me know. I would like to see this video and test it. But we never tested before, so
yeah. One thing I know for a fact that Amazon does not index the A+ content, but the alt tags of the A+ content, they get picked up in the widgets. So Amazon has all these widgets, and if you put your alt tag keywords in there, and then they'll get picked up by Amazon widgets. This is something I didn't know, and I had an Amazonian, her name is Danny May. She shared that right on the podcast, so it was very interesting to find out. So you shared with us a lot of interesting things, a different approach. I believe it's worth testing, but I'm always skeptical about this because there's all kinds of data coming out, and people obviously rightfully say, I cannot share the source. I guess you just need to test and figure out and see how it works for you, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Great. So this was great. So let's now get to know you a little bit. So tell us about, let's start with where you grew up and share your life experiences with us a little bit.
Yeah, guys. So I'm Ukrainian. I moved from Ukraine about in 2010. And as Nick mentioned at the beginning, I was trying to find myself in the United States, getting different jobs. And one of them was a pedicab driver, which was a fantastic approach for me to test myself, my skills, my physical strength. Because it's nowadays, if you go, let's say, to New York or Key West, you can see they ride these bikes with the electrical motor, and people can go around. It used to be only manual, so the more you pedal, the more money you make. And and I'm telling you, I used to have the most beautiful legs, and my ass was fantastic. Because imagine you pedal 8 hours per day nonstop, because you have to make money.
In the heat, by the way, in the heat.
In the heat, I'm telling you, I remember you drinking water and you already don't feel it anymore. It was so tough. And honestly, when I get started with e-commerce, for me it was complex because my English was so little. I remember I went first time on this big event. It was amazing. Do you remember Amazing Selling Machine? It used to be huge, and I remember I went to the event, and I only understand like maybe 40% or maybe 60% of people were saying what they were saying, and they asked us to send a business idea for evaluation, and I sent them business idea how I was ranking products on Amazon back in the days, and they liked this idea so much they sent me on a stage, and I on front of the few thousand people staying. They pick up only 8 people, and I think I placed second position. They choose me because I couldn't even explain properly what the strategy was, but people still like it. I was explaining how to hold top positions on Amazon back in the days, and I was always looking for the technological advantage, and that's something that I was able to implement throughout all these years inside my Amazon business. So fast forward, I was going a lot to the different events and buying a lot of courses and consulting. I can tell you guys, if you listen to this podcast, try to take at least 1 or 2 or 3 pieces from each podcast that you listen, and go to different meetings, hire the mentors. I used to spend about $200,000 a year for the education. Once I start to make money on Amazon, I was reinvesting everything into the educating myself, going to Tony Robbins events. I've been in his platinum group. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but I was just when I moved to United States, I knew that all the information, all the success is already been tested and established by some other people. So only what I need to have is just to somehow get access to this information, either through meetings, paid courses, paid consultings. And that's what I was doing throughout all these years. I was just continue investing into building my knowledge, building my brand, or building my brain, building my brand. And that's helped me to grow. Now I have multiple brands, several companies. We have Amazon business. We also run fulfillment center here in Florida. We have 2 warehouses now, and we're gonna open soon warehouse in Las Vegas. I have a huge team, more than 100 people, and we have a software company which is called Sellerise. Today we was talking about this. I was building this company specifically for internal advantage of our Amazon business, and also, as I told you, we just give access to other people so they can get this advantage as well. Because to develop the technology, it requires money and investment, and it's sometimes not that easy. And it's I know if you need ever try to, because I think we spoke before. You've been an IT engineer, yeah?
Yeah.
You know how difficult and how much time you need to build a serious technological company. It takes time, it takes a lot of people, it takes a lot of maintenance, not only in terms of people, but also the servers and data sources. Everything require a lot of energy.
Keep reinventing yourself, right?
Yeah.
So where do you think this drive is coming from, Dima?
It's internal. It's just internal. Yeah.
Well, there is always, I mean, it may be in your nature, but clearly something is also nurturing it or has nurtured it. So now this is how you operate. So where is that coming from?
I will give you a quick cool story. I don't share much of this on the public, but when I was 11, my father has died. He was 37 years old, and my father, our family used to be very wealthy. When I used to go to the school back in the days, I was having like video camera, and it was 90s, microwave and everything. I was trying to explain to the kids in the school what does it mean, and they couldn't understand. So back in the days, we was having this kind of wealth advantage. And when my father died, we become so poor. My mom couldn't even pay the bills for the house. I remember it was so cold in our house. I suppose I was wearing a hat and always wearing a warm clothes. And I start to work earlier. Every morning I was waking up when it was a season of berries. I was picking up some berries. Go in the morning at 5 a.m. I was going to the market, picking a better place, sell these berries or sell the potato, and going back to home, giving money back to my mom, and going to the school at 7 a.m., like 7:30 a.m. So I was built up as a hustler. And I remember when I went to the college, every day I supposed to go to the college, but I don't have money to afford the hostel to live in on a campus. So every day I was going to the train, and it was almost 7 kilometers every day. So I have to go every single day. So I walk, and every time I go, it's about 2 to 3 kilometers. But before I see the train, and then I have a station. So sometimes I hear the train, and I have to run to catch the train. And then maybe like a year later, the guy in the college, the professor, he told me, "Hey, we're gonna have a competition, the running competition. So would you like to participate?" And I say like, "Yeah, I don't mind. Like I just I'm okay with this." So I participated in the competition and become number one. He said like, "I never seen a person who didn't ever train for the running and become number one with such a good results. Would you like to join a team?" I said like, "Sorry, man, I would like to, but I'm getting late to the train." So And that was my, like I was built like that since 11. So everything was it was always a hustle. And I finished this college with a red diploma, which is highest degree. I was paid by it's called president tuition, because I was so smart for education. I was a veterinarian. But then I just realized that veterinarian is not my way, and then I just I changed this to I love entrepreneurial stuff. I love when everything that I do is getting results, like you see right now. That's why I have this so many companies, and I always drive them, and I always love people around me. I always love to help. So that's because every time I see someone like this year was challenging year, like 2022. We helped to so many Ukrainians to move to United States and adopt here because of the world situation. You know what I'm talking about. So and that was my just internal thing.
Yeah. Well, you are the perfect example of a favorite saying of mine that I heard a long time ago. There is a good in every bad, and there is a bad in every good. So you've taken that bad thing that happened with your father's passing and turned it into something not only good, but great. So you're doing great. So you have my respect, and it's an incredible story. I'm sure a lot of people will want to hear from you. So share with us, Dima, what's the best way to contact you? How do they get in touch with you? And then tell us about Sellerise. How can people make use of it?
Yeah. To stay in touch with me, guys, it's easy. Just go on any social media or LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or as I mentioned, LinkedIn. Just type Dima Kubrak. Oh, Dimitro Kubrak. Facebook forced me to change it because they wanna. They blocked one of my business accounts, and they say you have to change your name before we unblock your business account, because my actual name is Dimitro Kubrak by the passport, and then I changed it. So DMYTRO Kubrak. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook, and just message me directly, or you can use my direct email is admin@sellerise.com if you need any help with the technological advantage, I would say. And it's easy to subscribe to Sellerise. You just go to sellerise.com, subscribe. We have a free trial. Test it, try it, see if you like it or not. It's absolutely fine. I hope you guys gonna find this information valuable for you, and it will bring you additional profit and money into your business. And if it does, don't hesitate to reach out to me and say thank you. I would be happy to see it. I always share everything that people send, positive or negative. I always share with my team, and that's inspired my team to develop and bring better products to the world. So together we're bringing this like technological ideas.
Great. Thank you, Dima. This was great, and I appreciate your all the wealth of knowledge you shared with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for listening my crazy Ukrainian accent, and I hope to see you again on Nick podcast. Bye.
Yes, definitely. And this brings us to the end of another episode, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure and subscribe, rate, and review our show. And be sure and share an episode with a friend. And thank you so much for being with us today. We'll see you next week here on Amazon Legends.